Self-destruct in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is Cinco Squad. Cinco Squad. Cinco Squad.
Welcome to another Friday night, boys. My name is Jonathan Sawyer, and this is Cinco Squad. With me are my brothers, my boys, Mike DeSanto and Pat in the hat. And
Yes,
I
sir.
see Pat waving that flag.
It's good to be back, boys.
Victorious!
Let's go, squad.
So,
Yankees,
everyone,
baby.
we're changing the name. Actually, since we got the other two out, it's now the Yankees podcast. No, I'm just kidding.
They're haters anyway.
Yeah, of course. Hey, everyone, welcome to another Friday night. Thank you for tuning in. We've got a plethora of sports to talk about this week, but, I want to just say, how you guys' week been?
Long
Been
and
long,
tiring,
man.
but I'm glad to make it to Friday.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. This is what I enjoy. I enjoy talking to my brothers here on a Friday night and talking sports, what we love every time. We're going to go through a plethora of different sports tonight. We got on the agenda the national championship in basketball was Monday. It felt like a week ago. We have the Frozen Four national championship. Sorry, Mike, about the UNC. We have the Masters. Tiger Woods making his return to Augusta. NBA playoffs starting here next week with the play-in tournament. And then MLB opening day was yesterday, but it only mattered today because the Yankees started. So got a ton of talk about. Feel free to leave a comment. Let us know what your thoughts are on the week and everything. So, but, I mean, it was a long week for me, guys. So, Mike, what you sipping on today?
Well, today I decided I'd be sipping on a Cayman Jack Moscow Mule.
Ooh, I
Cayman
thought that was
Jack.
water real quick.
Looks a little like it's more it's got a little more of a white color to it in person, but
What's it
Okay.
taste
very
like?
good. It's lime juice and ginger beer. It's a mix. It's a lime juice
So it's
ginger
not a beer?
cocktail.
Is it a beer?
Mule, huh?
No, it's a cocktail.
Oh,
Yep.
That's interesting.
Very sweet.
Great.
It's very sweet.
I like it. I've seen them
Sweet
in
like
stores, man.
sugar.
They look pretty
Sweet
good.
like sugar. And I really want to know as I sip on my Moscow Mule, Pat, what you sipping on?
Guys, I am sipping on wine tonight. Crazy for me. I am not a wine drinker. This is Silver Springs Winery sweet red wine from Nevada.
Getting fancy.
That's classy, everyone.
Pat's
I
classy.
cannot spill this or else I will stain everything in the room.
I mean,
Including
my
that
Yankees
white
jersey
jersey you're
is
wearing?
stained.
This, the rug, probably the dogs.
When we win the 28th championship, you can stain that
Yeah.
when we champagne toast everything. So,
Yeah, I'll accept that. But guys, I am not a wine drinker. This is pretty smooth. I like this.
Nice.
That's good.
So I'm sipping on that. John, what are you sipping on?
Oh, you guys know. I can't really sip on anything. So I'm going back to my Stella Artois. 0-0. Everyone.
You should have said the Tears of the Red Sox.
Yes, that's what this is. in my goblet, in my Stella glass.
Your
Of
chalice.
course.
Gotta stay
It's
smooth, man.
it doesn't taste like anything, to be honest with you. It's like drinking water. So that's just it with food coloring.
Gotta have that.
Non-alcoholic water.
And-
Don't
and
want
non-
that.
Non-alcoholic water with color in fizz.
One
But
hop.
yes,
One hop.
great. Yeah. I promise everyone that I will have a cocktail here. I am trying to lose weight, and it's going well so far. I'm down 15 pounds since about 2.5 weeks ago. So, but
Good shit.
end of May, I will be having a cocktail on the show. Mark my words. So, boys, it's been a wild week of sports, and
And a great
you
week.
know, yeah, really great week. Other than me and Mike, but
Sorry, Mike.
Good week. It's a good week for you, Pat. It's a good week for
Kansas
you.
unfortunately defeated Mike's UNC Tar Heels
they did.
on Monday night to win their 4th title. Mike, I'm sorry about that. You guys had a 16-point lead at half, and I just think
Largest comeback from halftime in the championship.
Really, Pat? Because they didn't mention that
I'm
at all.
sorry, man. They're just
hey,
fast.
there's the wound, and Pat just dumped the salt all in there.
Mike, I'm sure you felt
Here's
every
the
point too.
envelope, and you just pushed it. John knows what I'm talking about.
Yep. But yeah, so
yeah.
it was a really good game. Mike, hats off to your team. I mean, you guys didn't honestly deserve to be there, but you guys fought hard, and as the UNC blue blood that you guys are, hold on, I'm giving you.
He's making his point.
But I mean, overall, Mike, we'll throw it to you since it's a little bit of stings. But overall, what are your thoughts on the game? Thoughts on everything like that?
Yeah, I'm just I said this in our group chat. I'm very proud ultimately of the way this team fought. You guys know I really didn't think or have any aspirations for this team, any thoughts that they would even come anywhere close to a national championship game. I had them out either against Baylor or UCLA.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that they fought through those games, especially the craziness that was the Baylor game in the second half, Brady Manick getting thrown out, the comeback, OT, like you said, hats off to the guys. Baycott, Brady Manick coming in as a grad transfer, making a huge difference on this team.
He won transfer of the year too.
Oh, absolutely.
As he deserved.
He deserved it, yeah, absolutely.
And it I don't know, Manick always felt like he was like even though Baycott had been there longer than him, Manick felt like that missing piece to what Hubert Davis wanted to do with the team.
Yeah, he was the veteran presence that came in and that he needed to ultimately boost his recruiting class, honestly, because them going to the national championship, I'm sure got a lot of eyes on them from transfers. You come here, we can develop a great program and hopefully get to the national championship. So I know that for me personally, I didn't see that out of UNC this year, but hats off to them, hats off to Kansas.
Oh, Pat,
quick thought on your thought of the game.
I honestly thought it was a great game. I mean, the first quarter, let's call it, I thought Kansas run away with it. Carolina makes a great comeback right before halftime.
Mm-hmm.
But when it got down to that 10-minute mark on the second half, it's a Monday night. I went to bed. Kansas just made the plays to get ahead of North Carolina right before a 10-minute point. And I was like, all right, this game's over. They got the run. It's hard to make 2 runs like that in a game, let alone a national championship game.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, with the court breaking everyone's fucking legs, that's hard too. Sorry,
well, yeah, and that was the biggest thing that I noticed in the game. And I talked to Mike the next day about it. I was like, did you not see the court when he planted his foot?
Yeah.
Now we can say that caused his ankle to twist. I'm not sure because
it wasn't the same one he kind of injured during the game.
He injured it before. So we could go back and forth and say, hey, it was the floor, but him being out of there ultimately, it's hard. It's hard when you lose your best guy. We always said if Baycott all year, I think, we were talking about if Baycott's not in the game, North Carolina is very easy to beat. That's how we beat them, or should have beat them. Sorry.
Should have beat them.
Syracuse, that is, everyone. But Mike, you should be proud of your team, and hats off to the Kansas State Hawks. They were easily one of the best teams, if not, and now showing they are the best team in college basketball.
Yeah.
And it proved their depth played to Remy Martin. Let's give it up for him. I mean, knocking down those 3 balls at the end of the game like crazy. So hats off to the Kansas Jayhawks and everything. Mike, I know that you suffered a heartbreak this week, and so did I. My Michigan Wolverines. Yeah, I know, Riley.
Right.
Pat's dog Riley understands my pain.
Understands the pain. Yeah.
No. Okay, sorry guys.
Was it to me or Riley? No.
It's definitely her.
So my Michigan Wolverines in ice hockey took a loss in overtime to the Denver Pioneers, who will face the Minnesota State Mavericks. And shout out to them because they have gone through the ranks between Division III, Division II, and Division I hockey, which is very hard to do. Hockey is very competitive, and especially I know a lot of our listeners probably don't really know college hockey, or if you do, awesome. But it's
I don't.
I know you don't.
I know Michigan's good. I know Vermont's good. I know
Yes.
Minnesota's good. Minnesota State. I mean, it just makes sense. They're good.
Yeah, and the one thing that the Mavericks are going to achieve is their first run at the title. Second year in a row they played in the Frozen Four, which is awesome, and they beat their in-state rival to get to the final to potentially win. Now Denver has something on the line as well. They are tied for the most national championships in college hockey with North Dakota. So this could also be great for them because they could set the record in NCAA hockey. So
were they all Division I titles?
Division One, right?
Okay, that's pretty cool.
So they have 8. They have 8 right now. So they could have 9 start if they win on Saturday at 8 p.m. on ESPN. But great game against Michigan. Michigan has, Mike, correct me if I'm wrong, I think 8 players that went top 20, top 50 in the draft last year. So it was very heartbreaking for me to watch that happen in overtime. But they got outplayed, and that's what happens when you don't step up when the time is right. So, yeah, exactly. So it was heartbreaking, Mike. So I know your pain. But best of luck to Denver and Minnesota State on Saturday. But man, it's been a wild week in sports, from Aaron Judge and contract talks to Tiger Woods now playing at Augusta after 14 months.
Where do we want to start, guys?
I don't even know where you guys want to start. Opening day happened today. NBA playoffs it seems like it's so far away, but it's on Monday. What do you guys? I'll start with Tiger.
Yeah, that's a good start.
There. People don't understand that. And we'll call this hour. We'll call it the hour. It's not going to be an hour, everyone. Don't worry. I think we just lost a bunch of viewers already.
Man, there they go.
Lost me, man.
Pat's going to go get more wine. But one of the things that is pretty tremendous, and it's like Tiger said in an interview earlier this week. No, not earlier this year. Anyone can go be a weekend warrior, and all my friends that are golfers know that. And understand that. So, it's easy to go in a cart and walk up to the ball and everything, but to compete at the highest level, it's very difficult. And then the walk and then the undulations of the course at Augusta is very hard. There's hills and everything like that. So, hats off to Tiger for playing. He is 1 over after 2 rounds. He made the cut. Going into the weekend. Tomorrow's supposed to be a real windy day. And I'm going to try to convince I'm babbling on, but I'm going to try to convince Pat to watch Saturday and Sunday, because
that's tough, man. That's tough.
You need to watch Saturday and Sunday, because if you watch and here's my biggest thing. I was thinking all day, how am I going to convince Pat to watch and all of our viewers that don't watch golf? How am I going to convince it? Well, you're
being there. That helps. That helps. Your
of course.
Case. Yeah, absolutely.
You remember the picture I sent you at the practice round? I think they said there was like 60,000 surrounding him at a practice round.
Wasn't that a record?
Yeah, it was something crazy. Like they didn't expect it. They ran out of stuff because they weren't expecting that many people.
Wow.
He just brings that awareness, and the thing with golf, I love watching it regardless if Tiger's in or not. I mean, all my picks went out the door when he said he's going. So I picked him immediately. I still am faithful. My thing is, if you watch baseball is strategic. Baseball, if you can sit there and watch a 9-inning game, you can watch a weekend of golf, because the way they do things. And if you played the game, you have played the game. I know you have.
I've played golf. Everyone's played golf.
But you understand how hard it is. And for them to be able to shape shots, draw it or fade it, and draw it to the left, fade it to the right, for everyone that didn't know. But, to see how hard that is, it's really magical. Like, especially when you're watching a pitcher pitch, perfect game, like throwing perfect pitches, picking corners and everything like that. So if you can watch that, I believe, Pat, that you can start watching golf and start enjoying it. Maybe not the smaller tournaments, but the bigger tournaments, I think you will enjoy. But what about golf is it that you can't sit there and watch? I'd like to hear.
It's boring.
Besides that,
the biggest argument I can give is one of golf's major players right now, Brooks Koepka. He says he gets bored after the 9th hole and just blacks out until the round's done.
Yeah, he did say that. Brooks said that he wishes golf would go down to 12 holes. And yeah. I get it. It's tough. It's my relaxing.
Going hard, John. He loved playing hockey too. He just couldn't do it anymore.
Who's that?
Brooks Koepka.
Yeah. I mean, he's a beast out there. I mean, he hits the ball 300 plus.
See, I can respect that stuff, man. If the whole game was just at a driving range, I'd watch the shit out of it.
So you would – okay, so we'll change it a little bit. So you're going to watch the longest drive competition.
Is that a competition?
Yes.
People make
a ton of money.
Oh, yeah.
My dad's been telling me for years to join that.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah, it's the home run derby of golf.
Yeah.
They drive it like 400 yards. So, Mike – I know you're kind of an in-betweener. You watch it, but you don't watch it. What about golf? Do you love or do you not love?
So the part of golf that I love is, I think, honestly, my favorite part's the atmosphere while I'm watching. It's very, calm, and obviously it's quiet when they're hitting it. It's very, like you said, it's very strategic. There's not a lot of wasted movement, I guess you could say. Yeah. It's not like a fast-paced action. So it's something like similar to baseball, where I like sometimes just sitting down and relaxing on like a nice cool spring day and just watching around. Mm-hmm. The thing that gets me after a while, it's tough for me to watch a full round because it's an all-day commitment.
It really is.
And so for me,
it really is. That'll be me tomorrow and Sunday.
I get like restless leg syndrome, I guess you could say, not actually, but like something like it, where it's just like I'm sitting there and I'm like, all right, I've been watching this for 2 hours. I kind of want to go do something else.
Yeah, I get you.
Compared to like opening weekend of college basketball, like you can sit.
There's a difference, right? Usually the opening weekend of college basketball is like, well, I know, we all do this. Opening weekend of college football is usually pretty good games. Mm-hmm. We watch from 12 to 12 or rivalry week. We'll watch it. I think the biggest thing with golf, and I always tell people, watch the. You don't have to watch the morning crew, because most of the time on Saturday and Sundays, it's the people that are in the back or trying to make a move. But, watching from maybe like when the final grouping goes off, because that's where you'll see the real strategic game come in. And I think it's just, I don't know, something about the strategy. I just love it. I mean, because I play it all the time. It amazes me to see someone hit a shot from 280 yards out and draw it, and for everyone, hit it to the left pretty much back and draw it into the hole. It's just like, wow, that's crazy. Like, how the heck did he do that? I try to do that and I get in the woods.
That's a good point to like see the strategy part of it. But I'll back it up and say I'd rather watch the guys who aren't going to make the cut, like the first round.
Correct.
And they miss their shots just like I do. I have a little connection there with those guys. Walk through the woods, find my ball.
I can share a beer with you. I mean, but I mean, to wrap this segment up, hats off to, Tiger and playing well.
What he's doing is crazy impressive for his age and his injuries to get out there and do that and make the cut. That's impressive, man.
He's only 19th. I mean, really, he's only. I mean, this is going to sound bad, but he's only 9 shots off the lead and only 4 shots off second place. So Scotty Scheffler is leading the tournament. If anyone didn't know, I know, Bubba. I know what you mean. Sorry, that's my dog.
This is the dog episode, man.
I know, right? Let's bring him in. Scotty Scheffler is leading the tournament at 8 under. He shot an amazing. What did you shoot? 67 today? Yeah, 67. Which I said if you have to shoot 60. I said that earlier that you have to shoot 67 in order to be successful today. He's 5 up, but tomorrow's going to play a lot of different things that a lot of the younger guys are not going to see. So there's, I guess, 25-mile-an-hour winds. The whole positions are going to be different. So it's going to be an interesting round of golf tomorrow. So if anyone wants to tune in, let me know. Drop a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are.
Watching with you.
I'll hop on here right now on Saturday.
All day, John. All day live with the Masters.
Yes,
watching
the Masters.
Yeah.
Well, actually, next year what we could do is do the show from me and Mike were just talking about the PGA Championship in Rochester, New York.
Where's that gonna be?
In May.
Who lives
That's
there?
very close. Can I drink there?
No.
I mean, honestly, we won't be able to get within 1 million feet of Oak Hill that any of those days.
I
so
love
you'd
parking lot
probably be at
drinking.
my apartment. So yeah.
Why? We just do the show from there. That'd be great. Everyone love it. We get some interviews by, some drunk fan.
We can get it. Yeah.
On a side note, my wife is, I guess, since doing the podcast, she just does all the fun stuff. No, I'm just messing.
Hey.
But she's at the Heat game right now. She says showtime at the Heat arena.
Now,
and then
do we know anyone that's a Miami Heat fan?
Nope.
No, we don't.
Let's go.
Nobody likes the Heat.
Let's go Heat. Yes, that's a great movement into our next segment, which is the NBA playoffs. And my Miami Heat have taken the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, you guys get to play the Nets next.
No, they got to make it through the play-in first.
They'll make it.
They're gonna make it play-in. Yeah.
I have my doubts.
Right now there's a lot of movement that could happen from that. I mean, it looks like I don't think Brooklyn's going to catch Chicago, who's in 6th right now. But there could be some movement. Brooklyn's still going to have to go through Cleveland, who's going to throw their best game, Charlotte, who's playing really good basketball, or Atlanta, who it seems like they want to just, play basketball towards the end of the year, because I never saw Atlanta making the playoffs.
They coasted into March, man.
Yeah. So, and then I know everyone's heartbroken that the Lakers didn't make the playoffs.
But they played basketball this year?
Well,
LeBron didn't want to.
They played something that they like to refer to as basketball. I don't know if it's the technical term for basketball, but
since you guys brought up Lakers, watching the not top 10 today, I think at least 7 of the not top 10 of the basketball year were Lakers.
Russell
Russell Westbrook. Can't call him that anymore.
All right.
I knew that wasn't going to work.
No, too many alphas, honestly.
Too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yep.
And if that works when you're younger and you're moving the ball like the Harden, KD, and Russell stage, because you're hungry, you're at a stage of your career, you're just ready to go. When LeBron, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh, they all knew their roles. And I think that's the hardest part, is a lot of people, and I don't think I'm going to back up Russell Westbrook. I don't think he came in saying, I'm going to be the alpha. I think he knew this was LeBron's team. And, I just think that everyone gives him a lot of crap. And I felt bad for him, because, he was one of the most consistent players on that team that played all year. I think at the All-Star break, he was the only player on the team that played every single game.
Yeah.
And to criticize a guy because he was he didn't play his best basketball. I mean,
Yeah.
it's hard playing basketball with LeBron James. Let's be realistic. It is very hard. I mean, Dwayne Wade struggled. Chris Bosh struggled. Those are Hall of Famers.
They didn't struggle like this team struggled, though. That
no,
was
because I
quick
think it was
turnaround.
different. Yeah, and I think it was different. I think Dwayne Wade knew he was going to take a step back. But I think, like you said, I think Russell, knew Russell has it's going to sound bad, a killer mentality, a Mamba mentality, in the sense of when things aren't going right, he feels like he has to be responsible for getting it back on track.
Yeah, he wants to play hero ball the whole time.
Correct. And I don't think that's, going to work on a team with LeBron, because LeBron is that guy too. He wants to be that guy too.
So is
AD. But it goes to show, and it's something that I've said over the past few years, is that, LeBron comes in and he pretty much dismantles a team, and pretty much
dismantles. No, you're right.
No, yeah, that was not a.
They make up a word for him. So, so yes, he comes in, he strips the team and puts all the guys he wants. And I feel like that's wrong. I feel like he should just go in, as a player, and let the GM do the job. Let him have a say. Obviously, you're the best player, but that's why it didn't work in Miami, because he was not going to push around Pat Riley.
Yeah,
Pat Riley hit the brick.
Absolutely not.
He was never going to do that. So, Pat, who is the most shocking team this year to you, and who didn't surprise you at all?
The shocking team is Cleveland Cavaliers. I did not see them being in the picture. Like it was a fun story in the beginning. The fact that they stayed right there the whole year, like, good for you guys. You guys put it together when you needed to. And then,
agreed.
I don't know, like, the not shocking part. All these teams were supposed to be there.
Yeah,
let's say that. The most not shocking is the Nets putting it together at the end of the year. I'll say that.
Okay. Yeah,
they're waiting for Kyrie the whole year. They had to wait for James Harden fiasco to go through. Ben Simmons not factor, so I'm not even going to put him in the conversation. But the fact that they could put it together like this and have teams scared to be in the top of the Eastern Conference, that's tough.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think, finally, since they did the whole, let Kyrie play, whatever that mandate was. You guys live in New York, I don't. So,
it was foolish. I'll be honest.
Doesn't mean we understand it, but
yeah,
so,
we don't understand it.
I don't know. But yeah, it's different, right? So it was like he could go to the game, buy a ticket, but he can't play, and that didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I agree with those two. Those are good. Mike, what about you?
So I'm actually going to head out west for both of mine.
Both?
Yeah.
But you're on the east.
Hold on. Let me take a flight real quick. No,
follow that Oregon Trail.
Yes, exactly.
Missed that game.
I die of dysentery. You know. So my most surprising team to me was Memphis.
Really?
Just because.
Oh, okay.
So I had. I was with people going okay, Morant's gonna be good. He plays with high energy. He's a very talented player.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that. But just the way that the team came together so suddenly.
Yeah.
This was the Memphis team we got this year was the Memphis team we were supposed to get in 3 years, when they finally kind of put, all the pieces around Ja to fit him. But all of a sudden they just had done it.
Right.
You know what's crazy about that is I think they were saying they're 25-2 without Ja Morant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or something like that. I think it was crazy. They're a 2-loss team without him. And that's crazy. They showed LeBron without without LeBron. This is the Lakers.
With LeBron versus without LeBron, yeah.
Yeah. And it was
that just goes to show they got good team cohesion.
Mm-hmm.
And
everybody,
you can play with the star and you can play without the star.
Yeah,
that's huge.
Well, that's the thing, and I think it goes back to what John said earlier with that Miami Heat team. Everybody knows their roles,
right,
and everybody has a role. Everybody is on that roster because they have a specific purpose or role for the grand scheme of the team. I'm not looking for the best players, Craig. I'm looking for the right ones. Right?
Is that a miracle quote?
It is. Of course, It's a miracle quote. It's me. But no, that surprised me a little bit. I figured Memphis would be a playoff team, but I thought they'd be in the play-in. I was like, okay.
I did too.
And then Ja will them to a play-in win. Maybe they get in. But
55 and 25.
Yeah, not 55 and 25. Yeah, no.
Like, I didn't expect.
Honestly,
I just looked at the standings right now, and I was like, "Holy crap!" The 50.
Yeah,
I was like, "Where are they?"
They're the 2 seed.
They're thinking finals, man. They're thinking finals.
Which, let's be honest, if Steph Curry was there, Golden State would be the 2 seed.
Easily. But that actually kind of brings me to my not surprising team this year, which is not Golden State. It's Phoenix.
Oh, okay, yeah. We saw signs of it last year. They're going to be dominant.
Yeah, and I know people. I had friends and people I was hearing at work and stuff going, "Oh, no. This year for Phoenix is just a fluke." I'm like, no, it's not. They have Chris Paul. Devin Booker's only getting better. He's still pretty young. DeAndre Ayton's only getting better. Cam Johnson, UNC Tar Heel, only getting better. And it was just like it was
puking all over the floor.
Yeah.
You threw them off.
No, this was.
Wait, what was I talking about? Squirrel.
Squirrel. This was a Phoenix team that didn't do too much like tinkering with the roster over the offseason, but it's just another year of them playing together as a team and building off of the success they had.
I think they brought back everyone.
I can't think offhand of anybody they got rid of. Or really anybody new they brought in. No, I mean, it worked. And just like
I think there was only a couple people that needed to get contracts. And I think that was
Chris Paul's the biggest one.
And I think DeAndre Ayton were the 2 biggest. And then I think Jay is it Jay or Ja? Jay Crowder?
Jay Crowder.
And whatchamacallit, I think is still on the 1 year vet minimum.
Whatchamacallit, yeah. Great player.
That
nailed him.
Number 0.
0-0.
Yeah, it was just like last year they were able to prove to themselves, hey, we're ready to really like contend and make runs for a title. And so this year, I think you got the same level of talent, if not more. And the team was able to then just come in with immediate confidence.
Yeah.
Didn't have to build that confidence over the course of the season.
Yeah.
And I think, they're the number 1 seed.
And what's crazy is that whole team, their cohesion started in that bubble year down in Orlando.
Yeah.
When we made that improbable run to be in conversation of a playoff.
Oh yeah. They were the ones that went 8-0, but still didn't make it because of how things shook out, right?
Yeah.
John,
who do you think though?
I have a couple. One for the sleeper that I never saw coming. It was New Orleans. I didn't see them making the playing game. Like, it's kind of crazy though. They traded away AD and you traded away all these Laker parts, and then a few years later, now they're in the playoffs and the Lakers aren't. So that's one of the most shocking ones. And they're without Zion. I think that trade for McCollum was huge. I think that
was a major part of it. Yeah,
they needed that glue guy in the middle, that star. And let's be real. If the all-star rosters were bigger, CJ McCollum would be an all-star every year
easily.
So
they needed a guy who can just get a bucket without his team. Honestly,
exactly. And it was unfortunate because one of my favorite players is Damian Lillard, and I love that duo out in Portland.
Love Dame. Yeah.
I hope Dame gets traded. That's a side note. I hope he gets traded and dished away. I know he just re-signed, but I hope he does. He's one of my favorite players and whatnot. But my not so surprising pick is the same thing as Mike, is the Phoenix Suns. I think that they reloaded and they pretty much, Jamie would say they went through streaks where they would win like 10 10 to 15 games in a row.
Yeah.
And
Quietly.
that would be nuts. Yeah, just quietly. No under the radar, no one talking about it. I think they were on like a 23 or 24 game winning streak at one point, and they were like, no one was talking about it.
Yeah.
So not surprised by them. I am interested to see how the playoff run goes, because playoff basketball, we all know this. Playoffs in any sport is a completely different game, because you got to, unlike the NFL or anything, you got to see the team multiple times. And like the Bucks did, they warmed down and they knew how to wear them down. And didn't help that Chris Paul didn't show up. But that leads me to my next one. Who's your champion? Who do they beat?
Ooh.
And how many games? Go.
Okay. Mike, you want to go first?
Sure, I can go first. So I've got the Suns winning.
Mm-hmm.
I will take the Suns over. East is a little tough. You know what? I'm gonna ride with the team that I thought is better than some people give them credit for, despite the fact they claimed a number 1 seed. I'm gonna go Suns over the Heat in 5.
That's a warm finals. Suns versus Heat.
Yes. Stephen A. Smith.
Temperature-wise, that's very hot.
Stephen A. Smith would be happy. He's been acting.
Writing this down. Suns, Heat in 5. Okay. Pat, who's yours?
I want to see a really fun matchup, and I think that's going to be the Memphis Grizzlies.
Wow.
Against the Boston Celtics.
Oh, God.
Celtics in 5.
Gee.
See, look, we lost.
Wonder why he picked that.
We lost a viewer because of you. No,
just one.
I was going for them all.
We only had 2.
A Grizzlies fan.
I'm joking. I'm just joking, everyone.
There goes that Grizzlies fan.
There goes that one Grizzly fan with his
how many games?
Oh my God! It was actually John Morant.
How many?
Take
games?
it back, John. Come on the show.
How many games?
Oh, I said 5.
5.
Yeah.
Okay. And I have.
All right, who's the Heat beating John?
I was gonna say.
I have the Heat beating the Suns in 6.
You guys just want to see a really sweltering finals, like
I
the
live
degrees.
I live here. I'll do the podcast from the finals.
Jimmy.
There's a crazed man on the court. Everyone
running around with a microphone.
I'll be like that guy. I'll be like that guy that you see on social media that wears the big green screen behind you that runs on the court. So
where is he from? He was from the Ravens game or something like that.
Yeah. I don't know. He's like acting like he was at work and stuff. I can't remember. I don't remember where I saw him, but Mike has Suns beating the Heat in 5. Pat has the Celtics beating the Grizzlies in 5, and I have the Heat beating the Suns in 6.
It's funny we have so much Suns talk just now without the Suns super fan Jamie on here.
Oh, I know. He's a super fan. I know. He would have went off. We would have had to do a new show because of that.
We're running into next week.
All righty. So
the finals are going to be Cavs and Pelicans.
Oh, the most unwatched,
unwatched NBA finals.
NBA says now we don't need it.
Man, we killed Cleveland and New Orleans demographics, but wow, we lost everything else.
We just eliminate 2022.
I'd rather watch the Masters.
Again? I would watch a recording.
Yeah, I taped the Masters a few months ago. I'm just gonna watch that
just in case.
Maybe the outcome will change. I don't know.
Pain.
Speaking about playoffs and heating up and everything like that. Let's go to the beginning of a season that just started yesterday, which is the MLB opening day. All 3 of us are huge baseball fans.
It started today.
And we love the best team in the baseball, which is the New York Yankees.
Yes, sir.
Who defeated the Red Sox in 10 innings, I think.
11.
Right? 11 innings. Josh Donaldson, walk-off hit. which was awesome.
Who I never thought would ever be a Yankee. Let's just throw that out there.
Nope, not since him and Cole were beefing last year. So
I don't even think he thought he'd be a Yankee.
no, I don't think he did until he walked in.
No, they asked him about it his first day, and he was like, "Yeah, it's pretty cool."
Well, I never understood. I never understood the whole like trade of Josh Donaldson. I never really understood it. Like we need pitching, and that's been my main focus. My main thought is like, okay, Max Scherzer, there he is. Nope, there he goes. Like all these pitchers are going. I mean, at this point, I would have taken.
Sorry, John. My thought of Donaldson was we're looking for that veteran bat, like energetic guy in the clubhouse. Kind of like a Nick Swisher.
And we got to get rid of Gary.
You had to get rid of Gary. That was a bigger one.
I miss Gio.
Well, actually, that trade was more involved with Gio, and then Gary, they traded like a chair.
Have Gary.
Yeah, we'll take your bench chair. Thanks, appreciate you.
I will give you this.
Gary.
I will give you this lovely futon, Gio Urshela. We also have a rolling chair, if you would also like that. One of the legs is broken, but
Some big news. I mean, the Phillies, are looking pretty good. I mean, obviously, they stomped the who did they play again? I mean, was it Athletics?
I think so.
I think it was Athletic 9-5 or something like that. And then Freddie Freeman with the Dodgers, they won their home opener against I forget who. So they played some team in the MLB. Someone look it up for me.
Accurate.
No, I'm terrible host. I'm sorry. Terrible.
Oh, the Rockies.
Charles?
The Rockies. The Rockies.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
Chris Bryant's Rockies. Man, I mean, this offseason was crazy. I mean, baseball usually has a lot of movement, but man, like all these superstars, like I don't get the Chris Bryant going to the Rockies. I get it's money. But
it's just
like
money.
Yeah. I don't maybe it's because if I was in a position to like that, I would probably I'd want to win. But
won.
I know, and like we said before, he won him winning that World Series title was kind of like the mega of all World Series titles because it's like it was like breaking a curse. It was doing all this type of stuff that that what was it, 100 years?
108
years, like crazy. So is there a team that surprises you right now that you're like you want to look into? It's only 2 days in. We know it's a long season. It's a long haul. We'll start with the Yankees first. What upset you today? And I think we all had the same similar one. And
pitching.
Okay, so we'll all say pitching.
But pitching is going to be hard in these early months. Mm-hmm. Like I told John earlier today, like the spring training being shortened. Mm-hmm. Spring training is for pitchers. It's not for anyone else. It's for pitchers getting stretched out, getting their motions down, really nailing the corners. Mm-hmm. And you can see, you can look around baseball right now, high run totals. There is no pitching in April.
Yeah, the Phillies-A's game was 9-5.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's what they wanted, though. That's what the baseball wanted. That's what all these little minor changes were for. The
bigger bases.
Bigger bases.
We needed those bigger bases.
It's like when you used to go to the softball games and they had the 2 bases on first.
The double bases, yeah.
I would always look at it. I was like, how do you do that? Like, I would trip it and
I would absolutely plant on my face trying to run on those.
So you're looking at, we just talked about golf, the ins and outs of is it watchable, is it not watchable? Baseball is running the same course as the Masters golf world, where a lot of people don't watch it that much because they say it's boring also. If you guys did bigger bases like you just proposed, but make it beer league rules, like Aaron Judge is running out to the field with a beer, I'd watch that too. Give me beer league baseball.
Trampoline warning tracks.
Increase the fight too.
That's the sad part. It's like I might be like a unicorn fan because like I could sit there in the middle of like July and watch a baseball game. No matter
No, I absolutely can. I can too.
like when I was living in Tampa, I used to go to the Rays, and I know the Rays have been better as of late, but I used to go to their games, just sit in the outfield, and I'd bring my headphones, just listen to either the radio broadcast or listen to my music and just watch the game. I just enjoy it. You and I grew up together playing baseball, Pat. So like we were at the field how many times during the summer. So would you rather watch baseball or would you rather watch golf? I mean, we can go back and forth. I mean, if you play golf, you're going to watch it. If you played baseball, you're going to watch it too. So, but that's all they wanted in the offseason. That they wanted to make the game more excited to watch, and that's what's going on. There's, my dad says I should get my mom on here and tell her the story. My mom was a all-star softball player when she was back in her heyday. But yes, Dad, I'll get my mom on here.
Terrific idea.
Love that idea.
But yeah, I mean, what do you guys think? This is going to be really early, but who are your World Series favorites right now?
Dodgers look pretty stacked, both sides. Yeah, it's going to be them coming out. They got the longest streak of making the playoffs too, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Which that is crazy. But I would like to say the Yankees, they're going to be there.
Watch Toronto.
I was just going to say Toronto, man. They got a young squad who are very, very good.
Well, everyone, I'm sorry, but this is going to be a single squad because this is going to be the Yankees' year to win number 28.
That was mean.
I would just like to point out.
I had to do it.
I know.
I was thinking about it the whole time. I was like, God, these two picked the two teams. Because I didn't
want to.
No, believe me. Like, right. I want to pick the Yankees really badly.
My pick for the World Series title is New York Yankees beating the Dodgers in 7, and they have home court advantage or home court. Home
Trust
field.
Me, man. Baseball would love that matchup.
We would beat them in basketball. You're right.
But I think the Dodgers have the all-time matchup. Mike the Thesaurus. Is that correct?
I think so, but hold on.
Oh, he's got a lot.
Oh, you gave him that sick nickname.
Thesaurus. He is. I guarantee Mike can name every. We'll do this on next week's show. Mike can name every single World Series champion from 1990 on.
86
on.
Backwards.
The man credit.
Backwards. So next week's show, everyone tune in. We're gonna have this go live.
That's fun, man.
Mike's going to do from 86 to current day backwards, from 2022 and back, or 21 and back.
Yeah, it can include last year.
You're gonna name the ones you weren't even born for.
Yep.
Woo!
So next week, Mike's
public speaking.
name this. So everyone, stay tuned. It's gonna be fun. And Mike, can you name who they played?
I can try. That's a little
okay.
tougher.
So
you're giving them a week to prep.
Yeah.
No, Mike, don't look at all. All right.
I won't. I always
we're gonna live feed camera.
Honor system.
It's my party trick. Anytime anybody asks me to do it.
When we were in college, Mike would walk into a party. Hey, I can name every team from all I asked was if you wanted a beer.
But 9 times out of 10, I would pick good people for it that would be like, but you know what? I kind of want to hear that.
Oh hell yeah, dude!
And we never paid for our drinks. I'll show you.
Right? It's like, did we ever pay for our drinks? No, we did not.
Dude, your knowledge of baseball is very vast, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, and it's crazy. When he did the 86 to I think it was when we were in school. I was like, dude, that's incredible. And he got his opponents right. So I want to see if he can do it again on air. We'll do that next week.
That might be tough, but I'm in for it.
We'll do it for next week. So okay, your World Series favorites are both the Dodgers. I picked the Yankees against the Dodgers in 7. for the 28th title. Woo!
Hey, I want to see it, man. I want to see it.
So I think it's time. I mean, we talked a lot of sports today. We kind of rushed. Felt like we rushed a little bit. So sorry, everyone, if we did. Feel free.
Hey, it was a big week in sports.
Big week in sports. A lot to talk about. My mouth hasn't stopped. So I'm gonna throw it to Mike as we're gonna do Stump the Squad.
Okay.
Our annual Stump the Squad.
Yes.
Annual.
Our bicentennial.
I'm not good with words. I'm good with clicking buttons.
The player, call it.
For those that may be
I'll see
joining
you
us
next year, okay? Our annual golf tournament.
we should do that. We should. You'd win, but we should do that.
That's fine.
I'll
play left-handed.
Okay, there you go. For those that may be joining us for the first time, shall I explain Stump the Squad?
Yes, please.
Okay, so Stump the Squad is our weekly segment in which each of us must ask anybody else that's on the show, whoever amongst the Cinco Squad is on the show, a trivia question, each person, and you have to wager 1 or 2 points. If you get it right, you get the 1 or 2 points you wagered. If you do it wrong, you lose the 1 or 2 points you wagered. And we just go around, and then at the end, whoever has the most positive points,
tell them the prize, Mike.
Could be -1. Tell them what they won, Johnny. They get the up to 2-minute rant of the week.
And that could be anything.
Anything you want.
And on a side note, before we start Stump the Squad, I forgot to do this in the beginning, but I want to thank everybody that has reached out to us and followed us over the past couple weeks.
100%.
We understand there are growing pains, but we really appreciate us. Check the left-hand corner here or right-hand corner where you're looking for our social media pages. Cinco_squad_podcast for Instagram, Cinco Squad podcast on YouTube, and then Cinco Squad on Facebook. We really appreciate the support. Keep the comments coming,
Yes,
how we can get better, everything like that. So we really appreciate that. But I think we should start Stump the Squad because I'm excited for my question. But go ahead, Mike. It's
my question.
Squad.
All right. Wager your points, gentlemen.
Deuce.
As always, I start with 2.
Starting off with 2. All right. Well, this came to me in a fever dream as I realized that, unfortunately, since Jamie couldn't be here, we would have an all Yankees fan podcast. So, of course, it must be a Yankees question.
Oh, boy.
Gentlemen, see if you remember this.
Favorite.
Who threw the ball, missing the cutoff man, on Derek Jeter's famous flip play in the 2001 ALDS?
Oh, why would you ask this?
It was originally going to be who the runner was, but then I switched.
I would have had
that. Yeah, I would have gotten that easy.
I was going to try to.
That's the Giambi.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
All right. It was Jeremy Giambi.
Jeremy Giambi. Okay. So I was going to try to.
Bubba didn't like that.
No. I was going to try to mess you guys up by throwing Jason Giambi in there too to try to make you think.
Okay, go ahead.
But A, Ricky Leday.
No.
B, Gary Sheffield. C, David Justice.
Ooh.
D, Shane Spencer.
C.
Damn, why'd you say Spencer?
No, it wasn't. Golly, he was on the A's.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Spencer since John's freaking out.
Moneyball, that was on the A's.
John, I'm so sorry.
It
was D, Shane Spencer.
Let's go.
-2 for John.
-2 for John.
I got
David Justice just got placed. That's on Moneyball. He just got
signed the same year as Jeremy Giambi.
Exactly to the A's, and they lost in that game.
And that, everybody, is why you put answers like that in the question, because you make them second guess themselves.
John, if you didn't freak out, I would have done David Justice too, man.
And Gary Sheffield came in 03. That was in there to try to make you think, well, when did he?
Yeah, no, I knew that was after.
And
I
then
thought about John Vanderwall, but I didn't think. I
if
thought
you would have
that
said Paul O'Neill, that would have been a good one too, because
Mm,
Paul O'Neill was around that era, but
it
he
was.
wasn't there yet. I don't
Yeah.
think I think he was there the year after.
No, he was there. He was there
Year
already.
before, I think.
He was there already?
He was on that team.
But
Was
what was he,
He
DH?
just, I think so. Either that or he was playing left that day.
It
They
was
started switching him
It
around.
was the end of his career.
Yeah.
It was right at the
No,
end.
no, that was his last season. He retired after the season.
What year was that?
01.
01, that's right. Because he already played a bunch of I remember him.
Yeah, he was on the 96 team, the 98 team, the 99
Yep.
team. Yeah.
All right, Pat. Your
All
question.
right, boys. What is the wagers?
2.
Going 2 for both. Okay. All right. Here's a little football question for you guys.
All right.
Who has the most Super Bowl rings in the last 5 years? Going with the theme, Cinco Squad.
Oh, I like that.
All right. Your answers are A, LeGarrette Blount, B, the GOAT Tom Brady, C, Kenyon Barner, or D, Rob Gronkowski.
Well, Rob Gronkowski and Tom would be the same. I'm gonna go with LeGarrette Blount.
Okay.
I got a weird thought that it's Kenyon Barner.
That's
He's
a
been like the third stringer on running back on like a bunch of different championship teams.
You locking it in?
Sure.
John, you are stumped again.
who was
It
it?
is Kenyon Barner.
Golly.
He won one with the Eagles, one with the Patriots the year after.
So I
And
got
he
no
was-
shot. I got no shot in winning, so I'm out of it. Obviously, out of my turn. That's crazy. Kenyon Barner. What was
Kenyon
Yeah.
Barner.
What was the teams? I'm sorry, I interrupted you. My bad.
He was on the Eagles for his first one, year
Okay.
after with the Patriots, and then he won his third with the Buccaneers.
Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah. He didn't play, but he was on the team and played 6
Right. No,
games
that
that
was
year.
my thought. I was like, he probably was like the third or fourth string running back, and just
He
when was on the
returned a
roster,
lot of kicks too.
returned
that
a lot of
year.
kicks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I knew it wasn't as Brady or Gronkowski because you can't. I mean, they would, but because
Fair
they
enough.
only won 2 in that time frame. They won
Right.
in 18 and last year or 2 years ago. So
Right.
But I like the inclusion of those answers because you would think, being the Patriots and the fact that the Bucks immediately put together such a good team,
Yeah.
that you're like, oh, okay, well maybe they have like 3 or 4.
And I put LeGarrette Blount because he was there for the
Oh yeah,
Patriots and then the Eagles right after.
right.
he was the one the year before. You're right,
Yep.
because he went to the Eagles that year.
Barner- Barner
And
just
LeGarrette
comes
Blount
from Tampa.
and Barner. Go Bucks.
What was that? You froze.
Robot.
They're both Ducks.
Oh, yes, they are, aren't they? Oregon Ducks.
Damn, that's a good one. Kenyon Barner.
Yeah, that's good.
Wow.
Kenny Barner. Wow.
Okay, so now I have a golf question, and I know
Oh,
that
boy.
you guys love this. So
Wait, where
tell me-
are the scores right now?
So I'm at -4. I've lost. Pat and Mike are tied at 2, and I know Pat wants this week. So
I got a good one, man. I got a good one.
so
Locked and loaded.
what's your wager, boys?
I think it comes down to whoever makes this, right?
Yeah,
And if we
Or
both
it'd
get it
be a
right, we got to
wager
find another
off.
question.
yeah.
Let's do it that way.
Okay. So mine will be a 2-part question if you guys both get it right. Okay.
Yep.
So
Yep.
What's your wager? This is pretty good because if you both get it right,
Conservative. I'll go 1.
okay. Pat with 1.
We'll go 2.
Oh
Ooh,
boy.
risky for the biscuit.
We're going to 2-point conversion.
Alrighty, so there are 3 golfers to ever win the Masters consecutively. Which one of these golfers on this list has won the Masters consecutively, back-to-back years?
Okay.
Arnold Palmer, Gary Player, Nick Faldo, or Phil Mickelson? Going back-to-back.
I'll go D.
Okay.
Phil.
I'm going Phil. Lefty.
I'm gonna go Gary Player.
Okay.
He was my next guess too.
You're locking in those?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, sir.
I have successfully stumped the squad.
Oh, wow.
Which means
So, Mike, you're at 0, and Pat is the winner this week. The answer is Nick Faldo.
I should have known because
Faldo.
he was the odd man out.
Yeah.
Never heard of him.
He's an English guy. He does the broadcast now.
Oh, okay.
So he's on the broadcast. So do you want me to give you the other two or no?
Yeah, let's hear it.
So the other two are Jack Nicklaus and Tiger Woods.
I had a feeling Nicholas was in there.
If I would have put Tiger Woods, you guys would have both guessed it.
We would have
Yeah,
both gone
I was
Tiger.
thinking Tiger when you asked it.
And I had like a trio. I was like, all right, give me the trio. But I was like, all right, let me, because if we have a tiebreaker, I can go to this for the tiebreaker. So, but yes. So this week's winner of Stump the Squad is Patrick Hughes, Pat in the Hat.
We made it, folks. Never thought we'd be here, but we're here.
All right, Pat, we're going to go off screen. We'll be back in about 2 minutes.
All right, boys. So my rant of the week is bringing back baseball relativity. They wanted to start the season last week, which would have been crushing for MLB, running up against a historic Final Four with Carolina and Duke, Coach K's last year playing. They would have had to compete with that. This year, with all the lockout, they had to push it back a week, and now they're competing with the Masters. I was just at a bar last night. Every TV was the Masters. They had one TV of baseball on. It's crazy. Opening day, one TV of baseball. Every other screen, Masters. With the same one golfer golfing, Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods brings Masters back. Baseball cannot get out of its own way and be relative in today's sports. And that's my rant of the week.
Awesome. That was
Yay.
great. And I agree with you, Pat. But when is a good time to ultimately bring baseball back in that aspect, right? So
Next week.
yeah, but then you're competing with NBA basketball. Then
You got the opening of
yeah,
NBA
I
basketball.
guess next week would have been a good
It's
time.
a little bit slower.
It would have gave one more week for the players to get warmed up and stuff.
Absolutely.
But here's my biggest thing with baseball, and I know that we're running a little bit up against time, so sorry for everyone. But, one of the biggest things that I was telling Mike is a lot of these guys have access to a lot of fields, a lot of different areas, a lot of colleges, a lot if they went to college and didn't get drafted out of high school. So even if they did, if you're a big-name player like, let's say, Garrett Cole, you're getting paid $30 million, $40 million a year. You can't put a replica of Yankee Stadium's pitching mound in your home.
Right. Yeah.
It's just dirt in a mound. Like
Yeah.
you can't. I understand it's a different environment, but if you can't start throwing as a professional athlete, and I know this is a little bit of my type of rant, but I want to hear what you guys think. As a professional athlete, I always find it funny when they say like players like Ben Simmons, oh, he's not working hard. You're getting paid $25 to $30 million a year, and you're not working on your craft.
No, yeah. Especially nowadays where everything is very accessible, you have no excuses except being lazy.
And when you're the top class, the 1% who's getting paid that ridiculous amount of money, you should be able to get in the gym and work on your craft. Let me put it this way. If Kobe Bryant could do 4 workouts in one day for the entirety of his career, then you can do at least 1 to 2 workouts a day. Yeah. Because that man was in there working on his craft every day. That's why he became so great. Remember, Kobe wasn't drafted number 1. He wasn't like LeBron and drafted number 1, or Michael, I believe, drafted number 2 or 3. 4?
3.
So he wasn't a top draft pick, and he got traded.
Yeah.
What top draft pick gets traded? So he had to earn everything. And, it really boggles my mind. And I want to hear what you guys have to say about this, because it really does boggle my mind that, like, when I see, oh, they weren't ready for the season. How aren't you ready? Even a low mid-range ball player, how are you not ready for the season?
How are you up on them?
like you knew it's coming. It's the same time every year.
Yeah.
How do you not get ready for this season? How are you not throwing in January? Most of these guys live down in Florida, Arizona area anyways.
Right.
Or
a lot of I know what you're saying, but like a lot of it, what I was trying to say is like baseball is running up against these top formats, the Final Four, the Masters.
Right.
You see commercials for these things months in advance. Baseball is having opening day, which is the biggest start of a sport, opening day. And then you have all-star games, and then you have the World Series.
Yep.
So to miss out on one of those 3 top spots
Agreed.
in baseball because of major sporting events that are going on around it, I could see like, yeah, you don't want to start too late because there's other sports running long.
Right.
But next week would have been perfect. Set it up mid-April, give the chance for northern teams to get warmer weather because it's freezing here. It's 33 degrees. Like Yankees aren't going to play night games like that.
Yeah, I agree with you. But Mike, what do you think, Mike?
Yeah, no, I think I agree. Honestly, part of me says to shorten the schedule a little bit, just naturally. Start at the first week of May.
Yeah,
everybody's warm. You're deep enough into NBA and NHL playoffs that anybody that's watching those is going to watch those anyway. The rest, everybody else can come and watch opening day and the opening week of baseball. And I don't know. I mean, to the point of guys not being ready, I guess it gives them another month of being ready. Like
to get ready. Yeah.
To get ready. I mean, it'd be interesting to see like exhibition games, like non-spring training exhibition games, because teams used to leave spring training and do what's called barnstorming, which is they would go play like independent league teams or like college teams or whatever on their bus trip back from like Florida, say, for example, from Florida to New York.
I remember the Yankees playing Virginia Tech like that.
Right.
Yeah.
So like it'd be interesting to see teams do that, especially to see them play like college teams with the top prospects in the league in the upcoming draft. Like, hey, can you hit major league pitching? Then hit major league pitching.
Or go play the wooden bat leagues.
Right.
They're still around. Like if they're still around, like go play those, because those are actually, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, preparing them for Major League Baseball to learn how to.
A lot of them are supported by Major League Baseball. The MLB supports a lot of the leagues. Like in New York, it's the Perfect Game League is the MLB sanction. Well, I think the NYCBL, I think they do it too. But Perfect Game League is like help funded by the MLB to prep these college kids for playing with a wood bat and playing in a pro level.
Right. Yeah. I mean, ultimately, this is a great, talking point for the rest of the season. On a side note, Yankee Stadium did sell out today. So a lot of the stadiums, did sell out. I mean, granted, they were playing Boston. Now, if they're playing Baltimore or if they're playing Tampa, or no offense to Tampa, I mean, but if they're not playing Boston, I don't know if it sells out. I mean, Pat, I remember when we used to leave school early to go to the Chiefs games and on opening day. That was like a tradition my dad and I used to do. So, but I agree. I think there needs to be some sort of either adjustment. If you're going to expand the playoffs, this is something we can get into later in the year with our show, is if they're going to expand the playoffs, shorten the season. Because you expanding the playoffs is not doing anything for anybody.
Missing out a week or two of April is not going to matter for an opening week and playoffs in October. That's way more fun baseball, man.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Well, boys, I mean, we had a lot to talk about today. We had Masters, NCAA sports, MLB opening day, NBA playoffs. It was a great show. Great talking to you guys. Always great catching up every week. Stay tuned next week, everyone. We have another great show. MLB, we're going to do some recap of the week. Of course, stump the squad. Of course. I think we're all victorious here. Number one, I think now it's time for Jamie to get the victory. But great. Thank you for joining us. please follow us on our Instagram. It's below in the corner there on the YouTube channel and the Facebook. We appreciate all the followers and likes and shares and comments. Give us some topics. We're happy to discuss it on the show and get our opinion. Happy, just drop them in there. Anything. No topic is a dumb topic, I say. So we appreciate everyone looking out for us and watching. Any last words, boys?
Like and follow, guys. Thank you.
Stay tuned because big things coming.
Big things coming, guys. Have a great Friday night, boys. Great talking to you. I'll see you guys. My name is Jonathan Sawyer, Mike DeSanto, Pat in the Hat, Pat Hughes. We'll see you guys here next week. Squad up.
Bye, guys.